King Charles III's coronation ceremony is set to be held at Westminster Abbey. The monarch, who will be 74 years of age at the time of the event, will become the oldest person crowned king in British history. Before we continue, please like, comment and subscribe to stay updated with the latest information about the royal family. The Mail on Sunday has learned that King Charles's coronation will last no more than an hour. The service at Westminster Abbey next year will be much shorter and will include fewer arcane rituals than the 1953 ceremony when Queen Elizabeth was crowned. King Charles is said to want his coronation to set the tone for a more streamlined and modern monarchy, while still retaining some of the pomp and majesty that wowed the world during the Queen's lying in state and funeral ceremonies. This was revealed through a plan known as Operation Golden Orb. The length of the coronation ceremony will be drastically reduced from more than 3 hours to just over an hour. The ceremony's guest list is expected to be reduced from 8,000 to 2,000, with hundreds of nobles and parliamentarians missing out. A more relaxed dress code has been discussed, with peers possibly allowed to wear lounge suits instead of ceremonial robes. To save time, ancient and time-consuming rituals such as presenting the monarch with gold ingots will be eliminated. Prince William is expected to play an important role in helping to plan the ceremony. The Queen's coronation was largely modelled after that of her father, King George VI, in 1937, which was modelled after that of King George V in 1911. According to palace insiders, the Duke of Norfolk, who is overseeing the coronation as Earl Marshal, has been tasked with creating a simpler, shorter and more diverse ceremony that reflects modern Britain. The king has scaled back a lot of the coronation, in recognition of how much the world has changed in the last 70 years, said one well-placed source last night. In 1953, 8,000 peers and commoners crammed into the abbey on makeshift benches and improvised gantries for more than 3 hours. In comparison, Charles's coronation is expected to last no more than an hour, with only 2,000 guests and dignitaries in attendance. MPs and peers are among those who are likely to be told that they will not be guaranteed a place. It will be more diverse in terms of religion and culture. While the Queen had to change her outfits for the 1953 coronation, a source said, King Charles is unlikely to do the same, and the language will be adapted to be understandable to a more modern audience. Some key rituals will be preserved, such as the anointing of the monarch, who will swear to be the defender of the faith, rather than the defender of faith as previously speculated. The 1762 gold state coach, which was extensively restored for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, will also be part of the coronation procession. Other long-standing traditions are likely to be phased out. The ancient Court of Claims was established in Westminster in the final weeks of 1952 to determine which members of the gentry had the right to perform certain roles. The court heard 21 claims over several weeks, led by senior judges from England and Scotland. The Earl of Shrewsbury was given a white wand as a symbol of his office, and the Dean of Westminster was given permission to instruct the Queen in the rites and ceremonies. Winston Churchill, the then Prime Minister and Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, a ceremonial position dating back to the 12th century, presented claims from various port barons to carry the canopy over the Queen's head. The Court of Claims will be abolished in the run-up to the ceremony, which is expected to take place in the summer. The traditional gold presentation to the monarch is also on its way out. The Lord Great Chamberlain was said to have presented the monarch with a pound-weight gold ingot or wedge before it was placed upon the altar in 1952. In an age when people are feeling the pinch, this is not going to happen, a source said. Standard seating will most likely replace the velvet chairs made especially for the 1953 coronation. Diplomats and other male guests invited to the 1953 coronation were told to dress in knee breeches, while women were told to wear headgear, preferably tiaras. The dress code will be less stringent next year. There had been discussions about relaxing the requirement for peers to wear so-called coronation robes. A crimson velvet cloak, the rank of the peer is indicated on the cape by rows of ermine, a stoat's white winter fur and black tail end. Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Mather, who initiated the plan for King Charles's coronation, which has since been updated, told the Mail on Sunday, "There will be no coronation robes. Place them in a museum, where they belong. It won't be a tweed jacket and jeans, but rather a morning suit or lounge suit." Others speculated that peers could instead wear their ermine-trimmed parliamentary robes. Lieutenant Colonel Mather explained how the guest list will be reduced. "There are about 700 peers, so they won't all be there," he said. The same goes for MPs. They won't all be there because he isn't being crowned for them. He is being crowned in the name of the people. Prince Philip was instrumental in chairing the Privy Council Coronation Committee, which oversaw many of the ceremonial arrangements for the big day 70 years ago. He agreed that the service should be televised, and he was a great modernizer. As heir to the throne, Prince William is expected to play an important role on the committee this time. Camilla will be crowned Queen Consort alongside her husband, as the Mail on Sunday reported in February. The Duke of Norfolk did not respond.